Welcome to the Adding Parties to Cases training. In this training, we'll discuss the importance of correctly adding parties, and walk through the steps of how to successfully add parties to your case. By the end of this module, you'll be able to add party names to your case, identify and add party aliases to your case, identify and add party text to your case, and edit parties and party information. The majority of the time, parties are added to a case when the case is first initiated in this court, including when you file the following initiating documents: complaint, notice of removal, and petition other. You can also add parties when filing the following documents: third-party complaint, amended complaint, and counterclaim. Before we get started, let's review some basics about adding parties. It's important that you're familiar with a few definitions before you begin to add parties to your case. They are: party name, first, middle, and last name, as listed on the initiating document. In this example, there are 3 party names: Dorothy Moore, Andre L. Young, and Doctors Clinic Incorporated. Party alias, another name that a person or business is also known by. Often it's preceded by phrases such as also known as, or, aka, and doing business as, or, DBA. In this example we have one alias, Doctor's Company, which is preceded by, DBA. Party text, text describing an individual or business. This includes ranks and titles. In this example there are 2 party texts: Sergeant, for Andre L. Young, and a Washington Company, for Doctors Clinic Incorporated. Now, let's take a quick tour of the Adding Parties page. The screen allows you to enter all parties in your case. It's divided into 2 sections. The left is referred to as the participant, or party tree, while the right is referred to as the party information screen. The party tree includes several buttons that help you navigate and add parties to your case. These include: Add New Party. Select this button to begin a new search to add a new party. Create Case. Select this button when you have added all party information, and you are ready to continue to the next step in creating your case. Expand All. Select this option to expand all the parties on the party tree. This allows you to view all party aliases and attorneys previously added to the case. Collapse All. Select this option to collapse all the parties on the party tree. This allows you to restrict your view to party names only. The party information screen allows you to search for and select party names. It's important to remember not to use the back button on your browser, as you will lose all previously entered party information. Instead, if you need to make changes or corrections to your party, use the participant tree icons. The party tree icons allow you to perform the following: remove a party from the case, edit a party, alias, or attorney, add a new alias, corporate parent, or attorney to the corresponding party, and copy attorneys from other parties in the case. Now, let's review the main steps to successfully add a party to your case. They are: gather your materials, search for the parties, enter party information, and add attorneys. Next, let's take a closer look at each of these steps. Before you can add parties to your case, you need to have your initiating document, such as your complaint, available. Parties must be added as they are, and in the order they are, on the initiating document. To ensure you're adding parties correctly, you should also review the standards for entering party names in CM-ECF, which you can find on our website at www.wawd.uscourts.gov, under Attorneys and Civil Case Opening. Before we walk through adding parties in CM-ECF, let's review some reminders. When adding parties to your case, remember to add all parties in the order they are listed on the complaint. Add party information exactly as shown. For example, only add the middle name or middle initial if it's on the complaint. Also, remember to add party text and aliases. What shouldn't be done when adding parties to your case? Don't enter names in all caps. Don't use periods or commas in party names, unless they are integral to the party name. For example, if a party is Amazon.com, you would use the period. Don't enter addresses for non-pro se parties. And don't use the browser back button. As previously mentioned, use of the browser back button will delete all parties and party information. Now that we've reviewed the major reminders about adding parties, let's start walking through how to add parties to your case. Once you have your materials gathered, you are now ready to start searching for your parties. Enter the first listed party's last name, or the company name, in the last/business name field. Then enter the first name in the first name field. Both fields allow for partial name searches. Be sure to not add any additional information in these fields such as generations, titles, aliases, or other party descriptions. For example, never add Mr., Jr., or any title such as sheriff or sergeant. In this case we are searching for Dorothy Moore. Enter Moore in the last/business name field. Enter DOR in the first name field. Then select search. If there are names in CM/ECF matching your party's name, they're displayed in the search results. If you find an exact match in the search results, select the name and then click on Select Party. If you do not find an exact match, or your search returns no results, select Create New Party. In this case, there is an exact match for Dorothy Moore under the search results. Select the name, Moore, Dorothy, then click on Select Party. Whether you choose Select Party or Create New Party, you are then directed to the Enter Party Information screen. If you select Create New Party, you are given the additional option of editing the first, middle, and last name on the party information screen. Remember, only select this option if you did not find an exact match to the name, as shown on the complaint. Also remember, party names must be entered in compliance with the standards for entering party names in CM/ECF, which you can find on our website under Attorneys and Civil Case Opening. You're required to enter information in fields with a green check. These include role and pro se fields. For role, the system automatically defaults to plaintiff for all parties. You must select the role of the party that matches the party role on the initiating document. It's important to select the correct role, as it will determine how the party is displayed on the docket, and what events they can file and answer. For pro se, select whether the party is representing themselves. The majority of the time, this should be set to no. Never select pro se allowed to file electronically. There are also fields that must be filled in if the party is pro se, and if the information is available. Address, state, zip, city, country, and phone should only be filled in if the party is pro se. If you selected no in the pro se field, then you will leave these fields blank. The party text field should only be filled in if there is party text on the initiating document. If there is no party text, then leave this field blank. Never enter aliases in this field. These are added on the party tree, which we will discuss later in this module. All other fields remain as is. In our example case, Dorothy Moore is the plaintiff and is not pro se. This means we will leave the pro se field at no, and the address lines will be left blank. Dorothy also does not have any party text, so that field will be left blank too. Before proceeding further, you'll want to review the screen carefully to ensure all fields are filled in correctly. Once you are confident that your party information is correct and complete, select Add Party. After selecting Add Party, your party's name appears in the participant tree. To continue adding additional parties, select Add New Party. Repeat this process until all parties are added and are listed in the participant tree. Be sure to pay attention to party name standards and how the names appear on the complaint. In our example case, be sure to include L without a period, as a middle initial for Andre Young. Also, make sure there are no punctuations in all party names including Doctors Clinic Incorporated. Finally, don't forget to add party text for the parties that have it on the initiating document. In our case, we would want to add Sargent and a Washington Company as party text for Andre L. Young and Doctors Clinic Incorporated, respectively. The next step on adding a party is adding aliases. You only need to perform this step if there are aliases listed on the initiating document. In our example case, there is only one alias, for Doctors Clinic Incorporated. If there are aliases, select the Add icon next to Alias under the corresponding party's name in the party tree. This will open up a new search on the party information screen. Enter the alias in last/business name. In our case, we will enter Doctors Company. Then select Search. Similar to adding a party, if a match is found, highlight the name and click Select Alias. If a match is not found, select Create New Alias. In our example, we see one result under Search Results matching our alias. Select Doctors Company, then click Select Alias. We are now directed to the alias information screen. If not already entered, enter the full alias, and select a type from the drop-down menu. The type should match what is listed on the initiating document. The alias type table lists all the options, and their descriptions from the type drop-down. You can find this table, for later reference, in the Attorney's Guide to Civil Case Opening, on our website under Attorney and Civil Case Opening. In our example case, the complaint lists the alias as a DBA. We'll select that option from the type drop-down. Once you've added the alias, and selected an alias type, select Add Alias. The alias is then added to the participant tree, under the corresponding party. We can see Doctors Company shows up under Doctors Clinic Incorporated in our party tree. Repeat this process for all aliases. The final step to adding parties is adding attorneys. You must enter all attorneys for the filing party, who are appearing in this case, except in the following instances. The attorney who is currently filing the case. CMECF creates this association at the time you file the initiating document. Pro hoc vice attorneys. Pro hoc vice attorneys can only be admitted by order of the court, on a case-by-case basis. For more information on how pro hoc vice attorneys are admitted to this court, see the Pro hoc vice admissions page under Attorneys and Attorney Admissions. The final exception is if the attorney returns no results, after searching by bar ID and name. If any of the last three exceptions apply, set the pro se status for the represented party to No, and do not add the attorney. The status, pro se but not allowed to file electronically, should only be used for parties who you know intend to appear on behalf of themselves. The only time you would add attorneys for the non-filing party is if you are opening a removal case from state court. In all other instances, non-filing party attorneys must properly appear before being added to the case. To add an attorney to a party, select the Add icon next to Attorney, under the party's name in the participant tree. Then the Search for an Attorney screen is displayed. Enter the attorney's bar number, or name, and select Search. Only attorneys admitted in this district return in the search results. In our example case, we want to add Attorney Perry Mason, as he is appearing as a co-attorney for the plaintiff. Select Add Attorney, under Dorothy Moore. Then enter Mason in last name, and Perry in first name. Then select Search. If no results are returned, do not add the attorney. If results are returned, click Select Attorney to display the attorney information screen. For our example case, Perry Mason does have a match, so select the matching name, and click Select Attorney. Once you're on the attorney information screen, compare the bar IDs and addresses to the initiating document, to ensure you're selecting the correct attorney's name. If the bar ID and address do not match, select Start a new search, and search again for the attorney's name. then select any additional matching names. If the bar ID and address match, as they do in our example case, do not make any changes on the screen. Select Add Attorney, and the system adds them to the participant tree, under the party you originally selected. In our case, we now see Perry Mason as attorney, under Dorothy Moore. Repeat this process for all attorneys you need to add to the case. If the same attorney is representing multiple parties, as we have in our example case, you can use the Copy Attorney tool. To use this tool, locate the additional party in the participant tree that the attorney is representing, then select the Copy Attorney icon. In our example case, we want to select the Copy Attorney icon under Andre L. Young. All attorneys already added to the case are then displayed on the participant information screen. Select the attorney you wish to copy from the list. In our case, we want to select Perry Mason. Once you've made your selection, then select Copy Attorneys. Perry Mason now shows up under Andre L. Young as well as Dorothy Moore. As there are no other attorneys on the complaint besides ourselves, and this is not a removal case, we are now done adding attorneys to this case. Once you've added all the attorneys, you are now done adding the parties and party information to the case. At this point, it is important to take the time to review the information in the party tree. Be sure to check that all parties, party information, aliases, and attorneys are added, and all are compliant with this court's party standards. Once you are sure all party information is correct, you can then select Create Case. If you have any questions or issues filing in this court, you can contact CMECF support. If you have specific questions about opening civil cases in our court, you can contact the Attorney Case Opening Help Desk. You can also find additional resources on our website at www.uscourts.gov/attorneys/CMECF, including filing procedures, CMECF User's Manual, how-to guides, and frequently asked questions.